Hey everyone, welcome to day 15 of our 20 days of prayer and fasting. I hope everyone's day is going well. Today we are in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and in today's reading we're talking about treasures in the jars of clay. And if you haven't read today's reading yet, there's some really good stuff, really wise words. And there's one thing I want to point out, and that is how it mentioned jars of clay were a very common household item in the time, and they're often fragile and brittle and weren't often used. They're more of a decorative piece just because of how fragile they were. And and I love reading the Bible and its metaphors and just comparing it to us as believers. And in this sense, I had one question that kept coming up was, how can I contain the infinity of God? And I was like, as a broken vessel, it's really hard to really grasp the sovereignty and the power of God as a human. And that, and it's another question came up of like, can any vessel really contain the infinity of God? And the short answer is yes. And reason why I say this is because, as a jar of clay, even though it was barely used, it was still put to work. And I think us as a jar of clay, as a vessel, when we're so closed off or we have a lid on ourselves, we are limited to what God wants to put into us. We're not allowing God to really create and form who he wants us to be. And the best vessel to really grasp his sovereignty and his infinity is to have an open lid, to be open. And that's where vulnerability comes in. And just like the jars of clay, we are fragile, we are brittle, but we can never contain the power of God because we aren't God. It's not from us. And so the gifts he gives us is intentional. And so that's what really stuck out to me today. And I hope you guys see other things that, really stick out to you. This passage really gave me some convictions, some things to really meditate and pray on. So I hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. See you soon.